Welcome back, followers. I'm Cam Marie. This is 38 Cam 55. This is my fifth podcast, and this is the month of March. This is another circle series painting that I did. I titled it Sunday Morning. After I finished it, it kind of reminded me of, early sunrise and people walking into a church, like a synagogue or a temple. But I called it Sunday morning because I grew up in a Christian family. We went to church every Sunday morning and every holy obligation. But basically, this represents community gatherings or just community and how we can all get together and follow one another, join one another, help one another. So thanks again, 38 Cam 55. I'm Cam Marie, and we're going to talk about community. So hi again, and welcome back to 38 Cam 55. I'm Cam Marie. In my first introduction, Blue Wave, I showed you my painting, and that was part of the circle series. So I did several paintings, part of that circle series. During COVID, that was my way of dealing with everything. I had to go to work every day. I was in the health field. So they were long days, a little bit scary because we didn't really know what was going to happen. I mean, a lot of horrible things happened. People died. A lot of families, couldn't see their loved ones or say goodbye. But we stuck together. We did what we had to do. And this is what's so important. As a community gatherings, it's so important. My painting Sunday morning doesn't mean that everybody goes to church Sunday morning. Some people go on Saturdays. Some people do it every day of the week. Everybody has a different way of practicing their faith. And what's most important is that we have something that we can go to that kind of breaks up the work week, I guess, or just the monotony of, every day being alone or just being in the same environment. It's a good way to get out. And that's why community is so important. Community members doesn't necessarily mean your neighbors, or church or synagogue or temple or any kind of religious practice. It could mean work, school, just going out, to dinner, to a restaurant. But it's meeting other people or getting together with other people and talking with other people. And that's what gets us through so many things in life when we have difficulties. And we're all always going to have some sort of difficulty in life, but there are some things that we can control, such as how we act with one another, how we care about one another. That's something that is our responsibility. Yes, going to work and helping and contributing to society, contributing to what's in our community. That's all very important because that keeps us going. We don't have to make $1 billion a year, and it seems to be that that's the goal that everybody's pushing, is that to get ahead you have to just keep making more and more money, and eventually that ends up being where people get a little bit greedy, and then they compete too much, and then they forget like the whole reason of having to work and having peace and prosperity. So in a community, if we can find ways that we can get together and discuss things, there are a lot of things that we can resolve and solve and help one another. So that's what's so very important. Like right now we're in this war that no one really knows why, other than perhaps it's trying to take over a trade route that trade routes are very important. We have them in our country, that transporting goods from one place to another is really like what it's all about. We all contribute to our community, and we make an abundance of material to spread out to others that don't have the same environment, that they can't grow certain things, or even manufacturers. All of that is something that it helps us live comfortably. And in a community, if we can discuss things or see how other people are living and care about one another, that we can help other people. Because as I said in my last podcast, we shouldn't be in a world where there are homeless people. Everyone deserves to have a home. There are some countries that have figured that out, where they've kind of resolved homelessness by providing small little homes that people, they have a bathroom, a bed, a kitchen, and those are essential things to have a roof over your head, to protect you from weather elements, and to be able to rest your body. Those are basic needs. And so everyone is entitled to those basic needs. There should not be any homelessness, and there should not be corporations where one person is making $1 billion while there are people that are starving on the streets. And so, homelessness just leads to substance abuse, and then that's another issue. So we have to learn to communicate all of this. If we can get together, if we can have community gatherings to discuss this, going to church and praying and all, that's wonderful, but sometimes we don't really resolve how someone else is living or their struggles. And many times maybe those people aren't attending any of those church gatherings or temple gatherings, etc. So if we can kind of be more involved in our community, doesn't necessarily mean your neighbors, but that's good if you can get along with your neighbors and help your neighbors. That's a start. We have families that have issues. If we can not be afraid to discuss like troubles in our families, everybody has them. It's nothing to be ashamed of. If we can get out into the community and say, this is my issue right now, and is there anyone that can help me resolve this? But just like in this time when there's this ridiculous war, we're in a time in humanity that we should be able to resolve issues without having to bomb countries and to kill innocent children and people. Soldiers are sent off and they may not come home. This is, we've had enough wars in the past that we realize that it doesn't really resolve anything. So this painting that I did after I finished it, it was like, this just really reminds me of like some sort of community gathering, going to church on Sunday. You see all the people going in. And to me, that was really significant, that we need to gather together, and we need to start figuring out better ways to resolve issues instead of hate and violence. So anyway, I hope that you have enjoyed this painting, and my next painting, I think I'll do, it's another thing of the circle series. I'll probably finish that circle series. But this one is about opportunity. And so anyway, thank you very much for joining, and I look forward to your comments, your issues. You can put that in the comments. Please like, subscribe, and share, and let's start getting a conversation rolling. What I hope is that if we do that here, then it gives other people an idea of where to go, like in their area, in their community where they live, to try to um, peacefully, resolve issues. So we all have the right to peace and prosperity, and that's really what our country was based upon. So let's start, you know, resolving things, because right now it doesn't seem like things are really being resolved. It's just one bad thing after another, and we've got to try to figure out a way that we can calm all of that down and make a better life. This is what life is all about, to contribute to society, to make society comfortable, to live comfortably, to enjoy life, to enjoy all that is in nature and all that is provided for us and all that we create and all that we make and all that we share. So anyway, peace to everyone, and thank you again, and I'll see you next time. I'm Cam Marie, 38 Cam 55. Thank you.